quickly for those that, thank you, to record that for those that have maybe some problems with the connections, the internet connections and so on. All right, so going on to our presentation, I'm just going to share my screen on this quickly as well. Desktop, there we go. And okay, can everyone see this cover page of the presentation? Fabulous, thank you so much. So I'm just going to start it over here. Okay, right. So first of all, before I start with the presentation, I just want to introduce you guys to Felix Spies as well. He is joining me this evening. Thank you, Felix, for taking the time out in the evening to sit with us on a presentation about the President's Award. They put his camera on so everyone can see him. He was presenting at the STEMI conference this afternoon as well. So he was like very busy on his computer with presentations and things today. He is also the head of operations of the Duke of Edinburgh, well, actually the President's Award here in South Africa. Is it over the whole SA or just?
Yes, we're national and we form part of the, well, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Leandra, for inviting me to this meeting. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to try to get this background off in a moment. It doesn't do well with my boldness. Yes, to answer your question, we're part of the African office, which is in Kenya. And then we fall part of the International Award, which is the Duke of Edinburgh, currently headed up by Prince Edward, Prince Philip's son. So yes, we are an international organization.
Okay. Thank you, Felix. Thanks for the background. Okay, so off to our presentation. Just to start off with, I just want to minimize that. There we go. So the President's Award is the most inclusive youth development program, and it is for the ages of 14 to 24-year-olds introduced into South Africa. I think in the little video clip that I showed, they did say something about 1983 and so forth. Just to save some time, I'm not going to read through everything because I actually just want to get to certain parts that we can focus on, and I'm sure that's where most of your questions will lie. Yeah, so it's introduced in South Africa in 1983 as the Gold Shield Award and relaunched in 1994 as the President's Award for Youth Empowerment with Nelson Mandela as its founding patron in chief. It is a licensed award operator of the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award for Young People, implemented in 130 countries, of which 18 are in Africa. All right, and then it is a registered NPO. Then, let's quickly see, why does this not want to hold on? There we go. Oops, I think I went. Okay, so then just looking at this, this is basically just a summary. 130 countries, like mentioned, there is 51% of females that is participating in the award and 49% of males. All right, and then off to the next one, our vision. It is to reach more young people from diverse backgrounds and to equip them as individuals to succeed in life. I just want to see over here, I think there's maybe, yeah, everyone can still enter. Okay. We equip young people regardless of their background, circumstances, and their abilities for whatever challenges or opportunities that lie ahead to help them succeed in life. So we don't want to just go by what they learn from books and from the curriculums. We want to go beyond and above that. There we go. Okay. Then Nelson Mandela, he had a part in this. So South Africa's youth are our future. Developing their potential is a top priority in our country. One practical way is to develop this huge reservoir of talent through their participation in the President's Award program. Now, the outcomes for young people that will participate in this program is the parts that you can see on the screen here, it's to help them develop their confidence, help them to manage their feelings, resilience and determination, to build relationships and leadership skills, help them to bring out their creativity and to become adaptable in certain circumstances and so forth, planning and problem solving, thinking outside the box, and then civic competence and intercultural competence, and also personal and social well-being skills. So with that in mind, research has shown that the global survey of 2018 brought the following across. The question was, is formal education enough to prepare youth for the world? Business leaders, their response was that 71% said no, and then 29% said yes. Then looking at the youth, asking them the same question, 63% said no and 37% said yes. So in both of these departments, I can say, between business leaders and our youth, majority of them answered no. Formal education is not enough to prepare you for the world. Just to show you what employers are looking for and what the award gives young people. In all of this, communication, organization, decision-making, team working, confidence, and formal qualifications, all of that is what employers are looking for. But out of all of that, there's only one part that the award is not giving young people, and that is a formal qualification. But with that also being said, is that there are entities that is involved with the with our award that will actually create an opportunity for learners to get bursaries and things like that. So even though we are not providing the formal qualification, all right, we have opportunities where bursaries and things can become available, and learners can, in that manner, obtain a formal qualification which the employers are seeking. Now, what does this whole award consist of? Well, number one is there's 3 levels. It's your bronze, your silver, and your gold. Now, we're going to go into detail with this with the next few slides. So just keeping in mind that bronze is for 6 months, silver is for 12 months, and the gold can be up to 18 months. Then I'm going to explain this by means of the next slides, because it just explains it a bit better. But before we get to that, the award comprises of 4 sections with a residential experience in addition at gold level. So each of these 3 sections, the bronze, silver, and gold, consist of a level of skills, service, physical recreation, and your adventurous journey. And only when you get to gold, you will have to do an additional part, which is called the residential project. Then also going on, we can see that each of these, what they consist of. So this is just a few of the things that we can name. There are obviously still plenty that can fall under these various sections. So services, things like childcare, animal care, frail care, cleaning, gardening, fundraising, tutoring, first aid. It's where you give a service to someone where you're helping, assisting, and that type of thing, like community service, for example. So if you have an organization that makes meals for people, for example, you can go, you can assist them for your hour a week or 2 hours a week, and it gets signed off by the person in charge. Then we get to skills. Skills is if you're in a choir or you're playing instruments, chess, public speaking. Actually, quite frankly, anything that doesn't really get your heart rate up and nervousness doesn't count. But so it will be anything that falls under these things, like pottery, for example, can go in there, whatever else that links to this, that where people can actually physically learn a new skill. Then we get to physical recreation. This will be things like if you do club sport or you're at a school and you play for a school, soccer, rugby, cricket, whatever, that will fall under physical recreation. And that will be actually something that actually gets your heart rate up and help you to perspire. So that will be the physical recreation. Then the adventurous journey, that is things like hiking, canoeing, cycling, horseback, sailing, those type of things. So it's more than just a sport, it's more like an adventurous part of the sports section. Right, then looking at our first level is the bronze level. So this is for learners that's age 14 and under 25. So the minimum completion period is 6 months, and the participant must complete the requirements in each of the 4 sections. So with that in mind, you need to do at least 24 hours spread over a 3-month period. So that works out to about 2 hours per week. If I have it right, yes, 2 hours per week. The same with the physical recreation and the same with the skills. Then with the adventurous journey, you need minimum requirements of, it's basically like a camp or so, 2 days and 1 night. Then on the camp, if you go walking, cycling, or horseback riding, those are the kilometers that are required. But as far as I know, Felix, maybe you can also just mention something, is that the minimum distance needs to be 24 kilometers. And as you go a level higher, that 24, you just add another 24 to it, so it becomes 48, and then 72 for your silver. So with the cycling and so on, it's different kilometers, but it gets mentioned in, I suppose, the information that gets sent through to the participants.
Yeah, just to speak to that, Leandra, for the adventurous journey for bronze, as you said, they're 24 kilometers. That is the total amount of kilometers they need to cover over the 2 days. Same with the cycling, horseback, canoeing, and so forth. So if they do adventurous journey, they then choose, for example, I'm going to do sailing, and then they've got to sail for 12 hours, which is spread over the 2 days. So they select an activity. Within South Africa, we mostly see walking and cycling. Walking is hiking in the mountains or going on a hiking trail or something like that. Cycling, and then, yeah, the horseback, canoeing, and sailing we see less of in South Africa, but the hiking / walking and cycling is the total amount of kilometers. And the guide or known adult that takes the learner on this journey will sign it off. No activities can be signed off by parents, purely to prevent fraud. It's on people taking chances. So it has to be someone known to them. For example, it can be your neighbor. It just cannot be the parent.
Thank you. Yes, I'm still getting to that part about who can sign off and who not. So for any of these activities, it can't be an immediate relative that signs off. So it needs to be someone that's not related to you. Like Felix said, the neighbor, the coach, the person that organized this little walk or hike or the camp for that matter. And then also the bronze level. So this, you can see it only adds up to 3 months if you do it according to this. But they need to then choose one of these sections to add another 3 months. So one of these they need to continue with for another 3 months. And then that will make up the 6 months total. Okay. Right, then let's just, okay, there we go. Then getting on to the silver. Now, if you are 14, you cannot register for the silver. You have to be 15 in order to register for the silver. Minimum completion period of 6 months if you are a bronze holder. So it means that you have done the bronze before you went on to the silver. And it's 12 months if you go straight into the silver and not do the bronze. Now, we try to encourage people to please go with the bronze first, because it kind of sets the pace and it gets you into the swing of things and so on. And it's not that long that you actually spending on the bronze, but it is it's just there to help you with setting the pace and so on. So the participants must complete the requirements in each of the 4 sections as below. So now your 24 hours of the bronze becomes 48 hours spread over 6 months. So it's still 2 hours a week, but it's just for a longer period of 6 months and the 48 hours total. Same with the physical recreation, and the same for the skills. Your adventurous journey just changes slightly. It becomes 3 days and 2 nights now instead of 2 days and 1 night. So it's a 7-hour planned activity, and you can see your kilometers are also now changing. The hike just doubles up. So it's 24 plus the 24. So 24 is your lucky number that you're going to work with in this case. So instead of having the 24 kilometers, it's now 48 and so on. But you can go according to these kilometers and so forth. The non-bronze holders must do an extra 6 months in either one of these 3, the service, the physical recreation, or the skills. And that will then add up to the 12-month period for the non-bronze members. Okay, then we get to the gold level. For gold, you have to be 16 years of age or older, and the minimum completion period is 12 months. If you are a non-silver holder, which means you haven't done the bronze or the silver, then your time just gets extended by 6 months, so it becomes an 18-month period. Gift from Zoom, thank you. Okay. Right, so we have about 15 minutes left. So let's just see if we can wrap this up. So yeah, you've got 72 hours. So it's just the 48 plus another 24 hours. And it brings you to the 72 hours that you need to make up over a 12-month period. It's very important that you do understand you can't do 12 hours a day and kind of sign it off to try and think, okay, I'm going to finish this quicker. That is not allowed. The maximum amount of hours per day that can be allowed will be 4 hours. So if you do 8 hours, then 4 hours, thank you, we'll take that. But the other 4 hours was for mahala. That's thank you. That was just like a little donation to yourself then. And then the adventurous journey becomes 4 days and 3 nights, 8 hours planned activity. And you can see your kilometers there also increasing a bit over the time span of that 4 days. So with that being said, the non-silver holders must do an extra 6 months in either service, physical, recreation, or skills. And then what makes the gold a bit more intense is our residential project. It's a compulsory residential project of at least 5 consecutive days that must be completed. So if you know of an organization that, let's say, they want to plant a garden for their feeding scheme project that they have, or whatever the case might be, and you help out with that, you need to do it for 5 days. Usually it needs to be outside your community. So let's say you stay in Hermanus, then you can't do it in Hermanus. You have to come to Durbanville to do it, for example. So it's just getting people out of their comfort zone and just mingling and, you know, with other people, and then contributing to the community and a project and so forth. Also, with that being said, with COVID regulations, you know, staying over and so on becomes a bit of a mission. So what they do allow is that you can travel in for the day, and it will be from 8 to 5, the hours per day, and then go back home, you know, sleep at home, so on, and then you come back the next day, 8 to 5, and so forth, until you have completed your 5 days. With COVID in mind, we can also, this project continues. So if you can't do your group sport anymore, you can do another activity that you can do on your own. And let's say you run around the block, you go and jog 2.5 kilometers or whatever the case might be. Your neighbor sees you and he can sign off. But you have to make sure that it's the same neighbor that sees you every time you're jogging, because we need a consistent signature. So you can't hop around too much with different signatures and things. We do follow up on it. And when we get to the gold level, we do ask for proof, like contact details of the person, photos of you actually doing the activity, and those type of things. Then I think this is our last slide concerning that. Then it's just the enrollment process. Okay, so enrollment goes with, you need to go to online to our website. There it is, www.presidentsaward.co.za. And then you can also download the app and you can go and register on there. What I do need to ask you though is under the registration process, the third, I think it's the third point, it says any additional information. Now, because you fall under the Western Cape and even if you are Northern Cape, that's fine. The following code is very important. I'll put it on the group as well. It is WC for Western Cape, and then LT, which is Leandra Taylor, that's me. So it just shows that you fall under our area and we know where to find you or support you. Okay. Then the next slides, it's just about, for example, feedback from learners and yeah, just how they found it and what their testimonies are. So I'm not going to go through all of that. I'm rather going to go back and see if there's any of you that have questions that you would like to ask or anything that you would like to mention or whatever the case might be, and then I'll assist you in that manner. If you want any of these testimonies, I can forward some of them to you, and yeah, then we can take it from there. So I'm just going to do this. I'm going to keep the PowerPoint on for if someone wants to ask something. You're welcome to do that, and then if we need to refer back to the PowerPoint, we can do so. So I think we've got 10 minutes left. So if there's any questions or anything that was unclear, you're welcome to ask now.
Leandra, if no one's got questions, I think you can speak to the registration process as you did now, and also the online record book, the way that participants document their progress is using the online record book, which is an app, and they can easily do it like that. And then I see Hanali has asked about the cost. If you want to speak to that, I can. Yeah, up to you, but Hanali's asked about the cost.
Okay, so the cost, as Felix, you can actually assist with that, because as far as I know, it's 500 Rand per level that you register for, but it's for that time period. So if you do take a bit longer, you don't pay more. It stays the 500 until you have completed it. If you buy into, let's say, the silver without doing the bronze, you can just tell me, is it still 500? Is there
no? The 6 month, the time period is simply a minimum requirement. So we've had learners take 8 months to do a bronze. We've had people take 10 years to do a bronze. There's no time limit on the time you take to complete. It's just a minimum. Yes, to enroll for bronze and silver is 500 Rand. So if you do bronze, 500 Rand, complete it, go to silver, 500 Rand. If you then complete silver and go to gold, it's 950 Rand. And then for direct entrance, so now if you go straight to silver, it's 1,000 Rand, and direct gold is 1,450 Rand. I see Leilani's asked about do we have to activities pre-approved? No, Leilani. Any activity is acceptable, irregardless of what it is. That is that code that that Leandra referred you to, so she can get in. If you need that advice to say, is knitting a skill, then Leandra can answer that question for you. So no activities need to be pre-approved. If you're unsure, you can run them past Leandra. Will be what we call an award leader. So she's the person that leads the participants and answers any questions. But the specific of this program, it is to develop the EQ of the child or the participant, that they do this themselves, and thereby we build them up. Just to give some background as well, because we're an international organization, not so much in South Africa, but Oxford in Oxford University, one of their selection boxes is, have you completed the Duke of Edinburgh's award? So this really does open up awards, or not awards, excuse me, opportunities, is because it's recognized as if someone holds this award, they know what someone had to go through to get this done. So yeah, so that's it from me. Leandra, over to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you for that, Felix. On the brochure that I sent out on the group, there is a section that says how to get started. So there's 7 steps. The first one is you have to complete the enrollment form. Okay, so you have to visit the website, go through that procedure. And then obviously the third point is the one where you have to put in the code. Then the second step to getting started is you will receive a record book or portfolio of evidence template. So that will be then there for you to get your activities signed off, the hours, and also mention what kind of activities you've done and so forth. Then the plan is the third step, what activities you will do or need to do to meet the requirements. And that's what Felix mentioned with the award leader. Usually we place an award leader in different areas and so on. So at the moment, I will kind of be that person until we find an award leader that can run with a group, or we set up an award center. And then the fourth point is you need to notify your activity coaches or assessors that you are doing the award program and what will be required of them. So it's basically that they need to sign it off. So if you go and play hockey or whatever for that hour, they need to sign your forms and so forth. And then number 5, you complete your record book or portfolio as you progress. We do require that you send it in every month. Felix, you can also just confirm, is there a due date by when these record books needs to be in?
No, Leandra. So there are 2 ways of tracking the progress of an award participant. The way that is the best and easiest is the online record book. It's the app, which is a couple of clicks and then you log your hours. We do have a paper-based portfolio that participants can use. And once they've completed and they have done their 24 hours in each category and done their adventurous journey, they then submit that portfolio to you. You then assess it, and then we will award the award should they meet the criteria. So there's no back and forth each month. It's usually just a check-in to find out how it's going and so on. But yeah, so there's no handing in every month. That would be hell for you to deal with.
Yeah. Okay. And then number 6 was just once you have completed all the requirements for your level, you submit the record book for assessment, like Felix said now. And then once it gets approved, you will be receiving the award. Yeah, I think that then kind of answers those questions. So we've dealt with the process, the fees, the kind of activities, and then I'll be your go-to contact person. You're welcome to answer or ask questions on the info group on WhatsApp as well. And yeah, is there any other questions? Is there anything that we might have missed that you would like to know about? I think we did look at all the comments in the chats. Yeah. Anyone else? I'll give a few more seconds. And
Leandra, one thing that I can mention in closing from my side is, because we're an international organization, if you complete any level, bronze, silver, or gold, you get access to our alumni network. So this is a global platform that you can then do, that have access to. And we've got actual stories of South African learners that have gained tertiary qualification acceptance in other countries. And we've even had a teacher from South Africa that was looking for a job overseas, and she got it as the award leader at a specific school. So it really does open a lot of opportunities, and it's a very social award to do. You start getting anyone that's in the Western Cape that's doing it. We've got a lot of mainstream schools that are also doing it. And so, for example, if you need to go on an adventurous journey, or anything like that, we see a lot of award participants merging together and going as various schools as a group. and partaking to an adventurous journey, for an example. So yeah, so Leandro, that's all from me. Thank you so much for the presentation. I can really encourage anyone to reach out to Leandro with any questions, and then she'll be able to assist you accordingly. And I really can vouch for the award, especially during lockdown. We've seen a lot of award participants do various activities through our partners. So for example, Community Hours offers virtual volunteering. So they, for example, will tell you to knit a scarf, and the 2-3 hours it takes to knit the scarf at home can be logged as volunteering hours. So you don't need to leave your house or a safety area to go do volunteering. For example, jogging or exercise, your neighbor can just sign that off for you as well. So it's very flexible, and although the conditions are changing in South Africa, the award is allowed for that flexibility, which is something that's very, very innovative within the award. So please reach out to Leandra with questions. I'm sure she'll be able to answer it. And yeah, from my side, thank you, Leandra, for having me part of the meeting, and all the best.
Thank you so much, Felix. Okay, I think we've got 3 minutes left. Hanneli, I think Felix answered your question about the community project, but you can let us know, and we do assist with ideas or put you in contact with people and so on to do the community project. So we don't just leave you hanging, but yeah, we will be able to assist or guide you in whichever way we can. So yeah, thank you very much for everyone that joined tonight. Thank you for your time, and if you've got any questions, please let me know. Yes, Jamie, for Scouts, being part of Scouts is actually great because you cover all the criteria and your Scouts leader can sign off whatever it is you're doing. You can also on the info group just send me a message and I will answer that for you. I'm just scared we're going to run out of time and then I'm going to look very rude if everything just goes blank. So let's just quickly see hikes and required to be without an adult present. Yes, so Felix answered that Scouts are part of our partners. So yeah, 100%. If there's any questions, please feel free to make use of the WhatsApp group. If you need help and assistance with registering or you need any additional information, please feel free to do so. You're welcome to send the information on to people that you think might be interested. Please just make sure about the code that they fill it in when they register so that we can assist you and make sure that we can guide you when you need some advice or assistance. Once again, thank you very much. Thank you, Felix, for joining and for your inputs. It's very much appreciated, and for everyone's time. Namibian participants, yes, we can do Namibia. Felix, with that, I'm just not too sure if we do have a project coordinator on that side. If not, I'm more than willing to look into that as well, because I do have some participants from that side that's interested as well. So Hanley, yeah, just chat to me about that and then we can see what we can do about that. Thank you. All right. Thanks, everyone. Hope you have a great evening. And yeah, thanks for everyone joining and for the time that you've spent with us tonight. It's really appreciated. Thanks for the support, and we hope to empower your learners to become great or greater young adults.
Thank you.